Before we get into this video, I think it is very important for me to admit that I am an air fryer skeptic. When this craze first hit our shelves many years ago, I originally looked at it and scoffed and thought, wow, people are using marketing jargon to try and sell us another countertop convection oven, basically. Having said that, many years later, I find myself in a position where I could just be a hater, or I could actually try one of these things out and see if my claims, my assumptions are valid. So in today's episode, with no prior experience using an air fryer, I am going to give you my professional opinion as a professional chef to see whether these appliances are even worth your time and your money. And to do that, we're going to try out 3 different use cases. Our first use case is going to be a chicken cutlet with some chips, some like easy freezer food that you can quickly reheat in this machine. Use case number 2 is going to be a little bit more of a healthy weeknight dinner. I'm doing some salmon and some asparagus. Let's see if this machine can handle that. And use case number 3 is going to be some like nice crispy chicken wings, which in theory, this machine can provide the heat. The chicken wings have a good amount of fat coating them. So I think that could be a really good use case for like some nice, tasty finger food. So those are the 3 use cases. If you'd like to jump straight to the first impressions, you can use the chapter cards below. But first, a quick disclaimer from my end. So Cosori actually reached out to me and sent over this unit for free. I did not pay for it, even though it only retails for about $100 online. They are not sponsoring this video, so they have not paid me money to say anything. And I have made it very clear that I am only going to give my honest, sort of like first impressions, and eventually, after I've used it a while, maybe a review. Having said all of that, we can jump straight into the recipes. Okay, before we actually start cooking, let's go with visual first impressions. All in all, this thing seems to be made quite well for such an inexpensive home appliance, which is a big plus. It has touch controls, which aren't usually my favorite. They can tend to be a little bit frustrating, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. And the inside seems quite well made. This is like a ceramic coating, it's not a Teflon coating, so even at high temperatures over long periods of time, you can kind of rest assured that you're not getting any of those like nasty chemicals inside your food. So that's cool. I don't know how easy it's going to be to clean up, but it seems fairly easy to put in. So we'll see. But let's actually turn this on and see what we're working with. Ooh. So I love appliances that make a nice little jingle of a light and an on button, so I'm going to press it. Ooh, okay. So visually, the display, I will say, looks quite beautiful. It has like 2 different tones to it, really nice backlighting. This is way above and beyond of what I would expect for something at this price point. But let's see. Okay, so we're going to preheat. I would like 210 degrees for 4 minutes, and we start. That's pretty cool. But okay, we're preheating. So far, so good.
Considering this was the first time I was using this appliance, everything was actually quite straightforward. I just added my frozen convenience food, and then it was actually quite easy to set up the time and temperature. I know air fryers typically cook food a little bit faster than a larger oven would because of the way that they're designed, so I just set things for 10 degrees and 2 minutes less than I typically would. And 15 minutes later, I pulled out the basket to see how my food was cooked, and I was generally quite impressed. There was really nice, even browning across pretty much everything, to the point where the chicken actually looked slightly more cooked than it usually does. Other than that, the only criticism that I had was that a small chip got stuck under the grate of the basket, which is quite difficult to handle because it's still quite hot when it's fresh out the air fryer, but small things. But other than that, how did it actually do at cooking the food?
I think some tweaking, you can do some like really good chips in there.
Yeah.
The cordon bleu is like a hair over. Oh hi, we're gonna do this together. Here are my initial thoughts. So, things that did really well. The color on the chips is excellent, arguably better than what I could have accomplished inside of the oven. I also cook these at 10 degrees less and for 2 minutes less than I would in the oven. So this is, in theory, faster and cooks the chips better. One thing I will say, the chicken cutlet, oh hi! The chicken cutlet got a little bit too much color for my liking around the outside, but that can always be tweaked with like time and temperature, and this also seems to have a setting for airflow, which will again dictate how fast things cook. The only downside that I could see so far is that usually I'll make this dinner for me and my girlfriend on like a Saturday night when we don't feel like ordering takeout, and we'll usually do like 2 of these like chicken cutlets each and like a big old mound of chips. Unfortunately, with the size of this model, that's just not possible. But hey, there's workarounds and there's things that we can do with things like this. But so far, so good. Having said all of this, this is the one task that I sort of like took for granted that the air fryer would be able to handle with no issues whatsoever. It's food that's designed to be quickly reheated, and this is really good at quickly reheating things. So let's see how this holds up with like a little bit of a healthier dinner. I'm going to be making a salmon and asparagus situation. Let's go cook that.
For my next dish, I had a little bit of pre-preparation to do by chopping off the ends of the asparagus and just peeling off the tougher skin at the bottom, as well as patting my fillets of salmon dry, scoring them and seasoning both the salmon and the asparagus really well with some oil and salt. Once the air fryer was preheated, which only took a few minutes, I placed the salmon inside and awkwardly tried to find an arrangement where I didn't have too much asparagus and food just piled over itself. After packing things in quite tightly, I set my time and temperature and hoped for the best. Once the time was up, I gave the salmon a little bit of a squeeze to see if it was done, and while I would have liked things to get crispier on both the salmon and the asparagus, I didn't want to overcook either, and so I pulled them both out and got ready to taste.
Okay, so the salmon and the asparagus are both done. They seem to be both cooked through, and I have some thoughts. So the salmon seems nicely cooked through, I will give it that much. One thing though, the skin just isn't particularly crispy. Like there's parts where like towards the end it gets a little crispy, there's like a little pocket here. Now, in the machine's defense, I did kind of like overload it a little bit. I wanted to basically put a whole bunch of asparagus and 2 portions of salmon, which is kind of like a reasonable portion size for me and my girlfriend. And it did okay. I mean, the asparagus is definitely cooked. It was definitely not crispy. It's going to be a time and temperature thing. Pretty reasonable. The fish itself is just cut into the thickest part. Yeah, that's actually really nicely cooked salmon, in my opinion. A little bit blushing on the inside. So yeah, overall, I think this would come down to an issue of me not being super familiar with the time and temperature, but everything in about 8 minutes cooked really, really well. Not the crispiest on either item, but I think that can be fixed by putting up the temperature ever so slightly and keeping the time kind of the same. Okay, test 2, reasonable. Now moving on to test number 3, and we are going to be making some chicken wings.
I will say one of my biggest concerns that I had with air fryers going into this was just how awkward the basket seemed to clean, especially after something with quite a strong aroma like the salmon which we just cooked. And to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised that both the basket and the ceramic-coated grate were surprisingly easy to clean, despite the awkward shape and the fact that I had just cooked fish. And neither of them had any lingering residual fish odor. I was also quite impressed by how easy it was to place the grate back into the bottom of the basket and how well that it stayed in there once you placed it. Okay, back to the recipe testing. And finally, this was the test that I was most excited about. I love chicken wings and I used to make them a lot at home, but deep frying a ton of wings can be kind of a pain sometimes. So I started by drying, oiling, and liberally seasoning my split chicken wings. And then I just laid them out in a single layer in the basket of the air fryer. I didn't really have a recipe, so I kind of winged it here. By giving them 10 minutes of one side, then opening the basket, flipping things over, and giving them another 10. At that point, I just turned up the heat and gave them a few more minutes to get some nice browning on all sides. And to be honest, at first glance, they looked beautifully blistered and nicely crisp, but the real question is, how are they cooked and how do they actually taste?
Quite optimistic about this. Okay, honestly, this has to be the test that I was most curious about and I may be most impressed with. But first, let's try a nice wing and see how these turned out. Visually, they look amazing, look like they have a really nice crunch, they feel like they have a really nice crunch. Honestly, for the first try of me trying a recipe without actually following a recipe to make something, this is incredible. I've developed a lot of chicken wing recipes for like a home kitchen, and the worst part always is the deep frying. And as much as I'm somebody who's definitely not afraid of deep frying, I love deep fried food, chicken wings are particularly annoying because as they fry, there's like water inside of them and it really pops and like makes that oil splash, and it can be a real mess / danger if you're cooking these over a like gas stove where there's like fire involved. Like deep frying at home can be dangerous. These are excellent. The meat is cooked really nice, it's really tasty. There's a really lovely color on the outside, really nicely brown. That skin has been dried up and crisped up really beautifully. And because there is so much like fat on the chicken wings themselves, they air fry really well. Like obviously the downside of an air fryer is there isn't all that delicious fat to crisp things up. Like it can dry things and cook them at a high temperature, but you need fat to fry, obviously. That's why I think air fryers, the like terminology is so stupid. But these came out better than any chicken wing at home recipe that I've ever developed. It was much, much easier. And I think I can improve it. So you know what? Becoming slightly less of a skeptic, ever so slightly. And whilst this was good, let's discuss everything in like a bit of a final recap. Okay, so I think after our day of using this piece of equipment, I am ready to give my closing thoughts. For starters, build quality actually seems really, really good, especially for something at this price point. Again, like I said, it's maybe about $100. I'll leave an affiliate link in the description if you want to check the price. This is not my full recommendation, this is just first impressions. I've barely scratched the surface of what this can do, and I wouldn't feel comfortable giving a recommendation at this point. But let's go through it. So build quality, excellent, really, really good quality. Feels like very, very sturdy. A lot of appliances like this tend to feel light at this price point. Like the outside feels really, really good quality. The actual basket itself was actually surprisingly easy to clean, so that's a big plus. And coming from somebody who hates touchscreen controls, this has some of the best touchscreen controls on any appliance that I've used. So that's two massive pluses up front. Let's look at pros. So how did this cook? Gets really, really good color and cooks really, really well on certain things that I would cook in the oven. So those chips, that like little chicken cutlet thing, it cooked it really well, cooked it really fast. That was fantastic. The salmon, reasonably well, but I like overcrowded it. And the chicken wings, excellent. Like that is something where I think this really starts to show its power, where it can actually do something that a fryer can do, but this can arguably do it better. Now, don't get me wrong, I think a deep fryer is going to give you much better results for most fried foods, but I do look forward to exploring the possibilities of what I can actually make a better, easier product to cook at home inside of an air fryer. Cons, obviously the size is a big con at this point. I cannot cook like a full meal, even like that salmon and asparagus thing. Like I'd probably need to cook some starch by like boiling something on the stove. So it's not going to easily give me a full meal. So that's kind of a con. Other than that, honestly, very impressed. One thing that I will say, I just used the air fry feature. This has a number of different features, which I will cover in like a full review at some point in the future. But I think for today, for our first use with this little machine, my skepticism for air fryers is diminishing ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. There's a bunch more things that I want to try out with this before I make a full-on review. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. If you'd like to watch more product reviews or like product testing, you can watch this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Again, you can find the affiliate link for this in the description if you do want to see how much it's priced at, or maybe do a little window shopping. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Bye. bye, bye.